Good morning. Good glorious morning. Now, this is going to be a good one. Make sure you come back and join me after the 30. Good Friday morning. Get up. It's time to come visit Miss.Teavalocity. Oh, today's subject is going to be a good one. Please, if you missed this live, make sure you replay it and watch it because it's going to explain a lot of things we see. I'm going to start off with welcome. Thank you to all who's joining me now and who's going to watch me on the replay. Make sure you drop that diamond on your way in or on your way out. Listen, I am not a licensed psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, counselor, or therapist. However, anything I speak about I'm speaking about it from research and study. And because I have had people tell me on several occasions to study people's behaviors, don't judge them, study their behaviors. And that's what I've been doing. But when we get ready to get into this, you will see some of the very same things that I observe in relationships, in with your family members, and here on social media. But in the meantime, good morning, Miss Lola. I know you'll catch the replay. Many blessings to you. Our gem of the week is Des. Dishing with Des. Thank you for your continued support. And as always, your illness doesn't define you. Your strength and courage does. Keep that in mind. If you're dealing with a mental illness, it doesn't define who you are. But to overcome it, to seek the professional help you need to overcome it or to deal with it, takes a lot of strength and courage. So, and then I created a prayer list. This is the Jim's family prayer list. Each week we'll put people on a prayer list. If you're requesting prayers, please let me know. Right now, we're just keeping the Shin Mac Love family in prayer. Be nice. Anonymous, you know who you are. Thank you for that lovely email. And the entire Jim's family. Okay, so I'm going to play this, give a couple more people time to get in here, and then we'll get started.
Uplift, inspire, turning dust into diamond.
Hey, Roxy.
A place where you should
Kimberly.
start your day before you go out to the world and show them what you're made of. Confidence, intelligence, a sight to behold. A rare and precious jewel that's worth more than gold. She will uplift, inspire. She'll take you higher.
This is my intro, my new intro music by Jamzonita B. She's listed in my description box. She has her own channel.
You higher. Turn dust to diamonds. And the diamonds are free. At Miss.Teavalocity. The diamonds are free. And Miss.Teavalocity.
RS Construction.
The diamonds are free. Uplift, inspire. She'll take the velocity. Turn dust to diamonds. The diamonds are free. Uplift, inspire. She'll take the velocity. Turn dust to diamonds. The diamonds are free.
Thank you, Jamzonita B. Good morning, Roxy and RS Construction. Roxy is a long time friend of Divas and I. Good morning. It is a nice song. Jamzonita B, she did that for me. Hey, Lameek, much love to you. Thank you. So we're going to talk about it today. I already did the disclaimer that I am not a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist, counselor, or therapist in the behavior health area. However, I have been studying it because Kimberly Black, the queen of here, and Andrea, my gemologist, told me on several occasions, especially Andrea, it's the behavior, not the person. Kimberly Black said, you can learn a lot. It's very educational. So when she said that, I picked up that gem. You know, when both of them told me that, I picked up those gems and I ran with it. So I've been studying people's behavior. And right here in this setting, we're going to see a lot of these behaviors. Today, I'm going to talk about bipolar, manic depression. Yeah, that's a deep one. Sometimes people don't realize that they have a mental illness going on, so they don't seek professional help. In my description box, I have listed 3 areas that if you think you're struggling with some type of mental illness, you're just not feeling right, contact those people. A lot of times, all that is confidential. You don't have to worry about it getting out. So I'm not a licensed therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist, but I'm going to tell you this. So let's talk about bipolar manic depression. Okay, let's talk about it. So they call it bipolar. It used to be known as manic depression. It's dramatic shifts in emotion, moods, energy, moving from extreme lows to extreme highs. So we encounter people like that all the time, right? We even see that happening down here. So let's talk about it. So the lows, what is it? They really, the majority of times, they into a big depressive state. When they have those lows, they feel hopeless, discouraged. They have lack of energy and focus. They have some physical symptoms comes with that as well, like not eating. Now listen, I want you guys to pick this up. Not eating, not sleeping, not sleeping, or sleeping or eating too much. A lot of times when they are on their low, that when they're in their lows, they disappear. They disappear for a while because they have hit that low point. But when they're high, their high moods is what they call manic episodes. Now I want y'all to check this out. Manic episodes, they're extra energetic, they overly happy or emotional. They have this euphoric self high. They have a euphoric high. And during this stage, they may seem positive on the surface and could be dangerous, but it could be dangerous. Now, listen to this. It could be dangerous because they engage in risky behaviors. They have pressured speech. They start talking fast and they just start rambling and talking and talking and talking and talking, and they continuously talk, and it's like a pressured speech, right? We see that sometimes. And they have racing thoughts. They have racing thoughts. They feel wired, like they don't need sleep sometimes. Now, we have witnessed some of the behaviors in our family member, friends, on social media. You see this all the time. So from observation, most people would say when they see these type of signs that, hey, something is going on mentally with this person. And I know we all say this. And instead of judging a person, you look at the behavior, and more than anything, I pray that they get help, because maybe they don't realize that they have bipolar going on or personality disorders. It could be several mental issues. We don't know, but we do know their behaviors are displayed, especially on here, because you wonder what triggered that person, what's going on with that person. I haven't seen that person. And then when the person comes back out, they excessively energetic because they are dealing with the mood shifts, the energy shifts, and we see that. And a lot of times they are self-destructive. They can't hold relationships because they don't know, especially if they're not treated properly. They tend not to hold relationships. They tend to self-sabotage and destruct because they can't balance that chemistry in their brain. They can't, figure out what's going on, especially if they haven't sought medical help, right? So we know people go through that. They come on here 1 minute, they nice, they sweet, they in a mellow, calm state. Then the next, it could be 10 minutes. Something may trigger them. We don't know what triggered them. And then they go to the opposite. They go extremely high and they do all this rambling and they become obsessive. They continue to go on and on and on and on. And everyone becomes their target. Everyone, hey, Tan J, I got your message, baby. Everyone becomes their target and we watch them self-destruct. We call it a train wreck. And, it's part of people's lives. This is how they live. Some of them don't understand why they living like this because some of it could be genetic. And some of it could be environmental. Just because of the environment, they suffer more than what would be normal because there are peaks to this. There's periods to this where they up, they're down. Some people will in your life, they'll wreak havoc for a whole week sometime, and then they just disappear. They just go mellow because they hitting that low depressive state, right? I think that's what. So that's what we see a lot of times when we witness behaviors on here and they sporadic and they erratic and you can't understand, and you have to just observe it. It's something going on with them. So if we know that something mentally is going on with people, it's easier for us to deal with them and accept them more and see what's going on. But it's hard sometimes, just as human beings, to forgive people who have wronged you. When they're in that state, that manic state, and they having those episodes, they don't even care what comes out their mouth. They're not even aware of some of the things that they say or do that will bring harm to someone else, even in just their relationship, right? So we see that happening, and you're trying to figure out, well, what the hell was going on? Last week, they were doing just fine. This week, they all over the place because they're most likely dealing with a mental illness, and I had spent a couple of days researching this, studying this, listening, because I was trying to figure some things out. I was trying to see what is going on with some people that we encounter on social media and in real life, and most likely is bipolar going on or personality disorder. I need to look at both of them. I don't know if you could use those interchangeably, but I will see because I'll study that. I'll look that up and do a little research on it. But it's definitely some bipolarism going on here, most definitely. And so we need to try to understand when people go through those mood swings, what's going on with them. And when you feel hopeless and helpless, and you don't believe anyone is there to help you. And I told you, some people get stuck in a rut and they don't know how to get out. And if they dealing with a mental illness and they don't seek professional help, it could go on for years uncontrollably because you won't seek the help you need. You recognize when something is going on with you. Your body will tell you. Your body will tell you something is not right. Even if you get a tummy ache. I told Diva, I said, Diva, I'm having a tummy ache each time I eat so and so. I know something is wrong. My body is telling me something is wrong. My mind is telling me something is wrong. It's my job to go seek some type of professional help to make sure it's nothing more underlying, and not just a tummy ache because I eat dairy products or because I eat chocolate or something like that. That's my job. It's your job, if you feeling like that and something is going on, even if you realize that you're not able to keep relationships, there's a reason why. It's not always you. But if you have a problem, then 9 times out of 10 is you. So some of the behaviors we observe on here, and we wondering why, is because some people have mental illnesses that they aren't dealing with. And this is a area that you can be whoever you want to be. You can even be yourself. You're going to be judged. And that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to judge. I want to talk about the behavior of some of the stuff that I see going on. I don't want to judge and browbeat someone, or drag them or something. I just want them to realize, hey, listen, if I realize that I can't keep a relationship, every relationship I have in real life, even on social media, is affected by my behavior, my sporadic, erratic, irrational behavior, there's something wrong and I need to see what's going on because I'm not feeling good. Like I said, they feel hopeless and helpless. They don't know what to do. They don't eat. See, some of these people don't eat. They don't sleep. They're in a manic state. They're dealing with something and they don't know how to overcome it. So some people mask it. And that's the problem. Because if I get high, reality escapes me for whatever length of time that I'm high, I'm intoxicated, drunk, or whatever, whatever you're doing to mask your problem. Remember, when you come down from that, the reality is still there. But what's happening in some cases with people we have, in our lives, in our families, not so much workplace. They don't display it too much. You can see it, but not to the extreme like we see, in our family members or friends because they feel comfortable with us. So they allow themselves to be them, and some people just can't control wherever they at. They're going to go and they're going to go into a manic state wherever they at. It doesn't matter most of the time if they can't control. So when we see these behaviors on here, it make you question what the hell is going on. They were cool with me one day and now they not. It's what is really going on? Why is that person up all night and all day? What is driving them to be up all night, all day? Just rambling, talking about people, self-sabotaging, fighting people, just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and they're not sleeping, they're not eating, because in most cases, just from observation again, if you stay and you do something all day, and there's only 24 hours in the day, and maybe 20 hours of that time is spent doing maybe videos, I don't know, I'll say videos, we'll say social media, on social media, and you spend all that time, you're not eating very much, you're not sleeping very much, something is wrong. And for those people who know something is wrong, try to get help, because you will never be able to be in a healthy relationship with anyone. Yeah, that's the reason why, baby. That's why they don't make sense to us, because they're probably, some of these people are probably dealing with undiagnosed, mental illness, depression. I told you, people are dealing with depression, and the only way they know to deal with it, especially if you don't have anyone in your corner supporting you. If you don't have anyone in real life, like family, loved ones, supporting you to, encourage you to get help, talk to them, recognize something is going on. Because the first thing you have to do for yourself is recognize, like an alcoholic or a drug addict. Hey, I have a problem. I have a problem, and it's getting to where I need to seek help. But if you don't recognize it, even if people is telling you about it and you don't take heed to it, then you will continue on a destructive path and you won't know why, but it's simply because you're not taking the time to evaluate yourself and know that something is going on. You are ruining and wrecking relationships for no reason, because you don't trust anyone, because you're not comfortable with yourself. You're not confident in yourself. And you think people are always talking about you and that everything is about you. And so they go into these high moods of, manic depression. Yep, that's what's happening. Those are the behaviors that we see in real life and here. And the more and more that I see some stuff going on here, and I question myself, is it me? Is something going on with me, or is that person? The more and more I take to my computer or somewhere and I'll start studying behavior. I have studied so many behaviors over the last couple of months, trying to understand some of the stuff that's going on. I'm not judging people, but I want to say this. You have a problem and you need to get help with your problem, whatever it is. Drugs, alcohol, whatever you doing to mask your problem will not make it go away. You are living with a mental illness, most likely, and you need help. You know, and again, if you don't have the support, a lot of times it's tough for you to overcome something. You have to have support, to help you overcome some of the problems that you have. You have to have support. Some people need more encouraging than others. I say this quite often. Look in the mirror. Encourage yourself. David encouraged himself. Encourage yourself, but it don't always happen like that. Some people just don't even have they can't even take the first step because they so sunken and they don't know how to get out of that slump. So it's hard for them. So you would need someone sometime to say to you, hey, listen, something's not going right with you. Do you notice that one day you're this way, then the next day you're that way? You have all these lows and highs. It seems like you're never really happy. You're not accomplishing anything. You're not even setting goals that you can accomplish because you have that block. Oh, excuse me. You have that block going on and you don't realize it. Most of people that's bipolar or manic depressants, they don't reach and they don't accomplish goals. Some of them are very smart people, but they don't keep friendships. They don't accomplish goals. They don't set goals because they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe in other people. They don't believe people can love them or like them for who they are. And most of the times, what I've seen on here, they come on here, some of the people, and not just in this area. You could go other places. So please don't say Miss T talking about this or she talking. No, I'm talking about other areas as well. You could go other areas and see behaviors that you like, wow, why are these people doing this? What is really going on? Because something mentally is going on with them. It's not just over here. It's in, other atmosphere, virtual atmosphere, right? There's other places too. But the reason why I know this one so well is because this is where I'm at. This is what I watch a lot of times over here. And I see these behaviors. I see these behaviors. And so now most of us will know, what's happening with these people. We know when they disappear and they go away for a while, they're probably on their lows. When they feeling good about themselves and they super hyper energetic, happy, 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 emotionally all over the place, just rambling, is because they on their highs. It'll help you understand them. And it's pretty sad because some of these people are good people. Some people we encounter are good people. And they destroy relationships so easily, very easily. They do a lot of self-sabotaging. When they're good in their relationships with people. And when they're bad in their relationships with people. They just don't trust you because they don't know themselves what is going on and they lack, they don't even try to find out. So I was studying that, and I thought I had wrote down, because I'm beginning to write down everything when I do a little research and study, and I thought that I had wrote down some more signs, and um, treatments, because mental illness can always be treated, but they quick to give you medication, and some of the medications causes side effects, and people don't like to take medication because they cause the side effect. They cause the side effects that they don't like. Sometimes they get that euphoric feeling, but you get that also being bipolar and or manic depression. You get that feeling as well. So you need to do a self evaluation and see, why aren't my relationships lasting? Why do I do this all the time? I find myself doing the same thing, ruining relationships. I find myself feeling the same way, but instead of me seeking help and getting medication and therapy, I'd rather drink or do some type of drugs to mask what's going on. But I remember before when I had a friend. I had a friend, right? And I think I told the story before. If not, I'm telling it again. So I had a friend, and I didn't know what was going on with her. Sometimes she'll pop up, and we'd be cool and we'll ride high, and then she disappears. And she'll come back months later. Oh, I got another friend that do that too, but I ain't talking about the other one that we all know. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. And when she would come back, she would be so bubbly. She would be so high, so excited. She just want to tell you about it. She goes on and on and on and on. She talk. And the more she drinks, she talk more and more and more and more and more. And I listened to her, and I started looking at, like, what the hell is wrong with her? Something wrong with it. And it's easy for us to say jokingly, that person's crazy. We're good at that. Man, that person's crazy, and we blow them off. Not realizing perhaps that person really has a mental illness, and we're just blowing them off instead of talking to them, trying to understand them, and probably suggesting that they go get help. Again, you need a strong support system when you're going through any type of mental illness, any type of physical illness. You need a strong support system, and everyone doesn't have a strong support system. They don't have people to call them on things they do. They don't have people to encourage them to go get help. So when you see some of the behaviors on here, just realize, good morning, Jazzy G. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend as well. Love you much. When you see that, and you see the stuff that people do here, now you know what's going on. You can almost pinpoint what's going on. You don't have to be confused, because now you know. And it's sad, because sometimes a bipolar person, when they're in their low state, and they feel hopeless and helpless, it seems like that's when people hit them the hardest, especially if you in a toxic relationship or environment. It it can really do a job on you. You know, we have to be very careful too of what we say and do around people who have mental illnesses, because some things are very triggering for them, and that's okay. But two, you never want to be the cause of someone doing any bodily harm to themselves. See, because they get in a state where no one loves them, no one wants them, you know, um, they, they just don't have anything good to look for in their lives, in their mind, in their thought, because they don't know how to overcome it. They don't have anyone, they don't have anything, they don't give a shit about anyone. I heard a couple of people talk sometime, and some of the things that came out their mouth, I couldn't believe that they were saying it. And to me, I was saying, I wonder if they were in their right mind, would they have said that? Would they have felt that way? If they was in their right mental capacity, would they have felt that way or said that? I don't think so. I think when you get that emotional high and you get that rambling going on and you just start talking, you talk about anything, everything, anybody with that I don't give a shit attitude or I don't care. Mainly that comes from pain because that person is hurting. And somewhere down the line, they have been hurt and they still hurting from it. They haven't gotten help to heal. So they still hurting. So they don't give a shit about anyone. You can't make them. Hello, baby. Thanks for joining me. You can't make someone care who doesn't care about themselves. You can't expect someone to care about their husband, their wife, their sister, their brother, their friends, their coworker, their children. Their children. You can't expect them to care. They are hurting so bad deep down inside that they have this, I don't give a shit about anyone because no one cares about me, because that's what they think. So their behavior becomes more explosive, more irrational, more erratic. That's because they're struggling with a pain and a hurt that's so deep that has caused them so much trauma, they are somewhat suffering PTSD mixed with some of the other stuff going on. So we have to kind of look and not so much judge the person, just judge the behavior and know that some of this stuff is deep rooted. And no matter what we say, no matter how many times we tell someone we love you, I'm for you, I'm supporting you, I'm right here. Don't worry about it. I got your back. I love you, sis. I love you, honey. I love you. They don't see it because they're suffering with a deep-rooted hurt and an issue that you can't solve if you're not a professional. I'm not a professional. I can only come down here and drop gems. I can only research and study and educate. And that's the purpose of this video, to solely educate. Because there's a lot going on. And I've been trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What makes this person tick? Why is this going? What just happened? What just happened? You know what they say? What had happened? I'm like, what had happened? And now I know why. Some cases. No, I'm not diagnosing anyone. I'm studying the behavior of these people. And again, they will continue to come on here in this environment where it's so toxic and so brutal, it drives them crazy. And I would hate to be the person that sends that person over the edge. Some people could be right on the edge. Something you say or do, just in general, for fun, what you call for fun, may be the downfall for someone else, causing harm to themselves. See, because when you're in a manic state like that, your mind is foggy. You can't think straight. So anything is subject to happen to you. You just don't care. And alcohol and drugs, just not the answer. Not only they're not the answer, they induce it and make it worse. They induce the behavior and make it worse. The higher I get, the more vocal I become, the more not caring or free I become. And so I start exhibiting these behaviors uncontrollably. So the more, say for instance, sometimes you'll have a drink. Here's a good analogy. Well, I'm going out. Damn, I done had a rough day. This week has been so rough. I think I'm going to stop by the bar and I'm going to grab me a drink, you know, to relax me, to put me in a relaxed state, to, you know, and most of us do that. Let me grab a glass of wine. Some of us, let me smoke a joint, right? They say, let me hit a blunt, smoke a joint. Some people might say, man, when I get off, let me snort some cocaine. Let me take some pills. Let me do some, whatever choice of drug it may be. They take it because they wanting to go into another frame of mind. Mm-hmm. That's why they take it. They want to go into another frame of mind. So as I sit here and I have one glass of wine and I'm beginning to feel free and I'm feeling good now, then I say, they come around and say, would you like another? I say, yeah, give me another one of those drinks. Now I'm feeling freer. So now I'm talking more. See? Because now I'm getting into this different frame of mind. I call myself being relaxed. So I said, yeah, give me another one. I'm sitting there and we all sitting down and we talking, we having a good time. And before I know it, hold on. And before I know it, I say, give me another one. And now I'm getting tipsy. So now I'm really talking. I'm just running my damn mouth. I'm probably telling people all my business. I don't know. Whatever they say, I'm feeling a whole different type of way, you know, because this alcohol has induced a different level of emotions for me. Have a good day, baby. A different level of emotions. And the more I get drunk or high, the worse I become. Because you know, when people become drunk, they start doing some crazy shit. They become bold. They do things they wouldn't do sober because now they're in a different frame of mind. So can you imagine a manic depressant person getting high or drinking and what it leads to? That's the behaviors that we see on here sometimes, because people are treating themselves by masking the problems. They're not going to seek the help that they need. They're masking the problems. And see, when I leave that bar, back to this bar, I leave this bar and I'm feeling kind of good and I go home and sleep. When I wake up, the same problem is there. The only thing I didn't treat the problem. I masked the problem. That's the difference. I didn't treat it. I masked it. So I went and had those drinks, forgot about whatever project I didn't finish. And when I woke up, God dang it, the project was still there. I only felt good for a little while. That's what happens here. That's what happens in relationships. So until I learn how to deal with whatever's going on, then I would always act like that. I won't get a different result. You can't get a different result because you're not recognizing you have a problem. You're not recognizing you're destroying all type of relationships. You're destroying your life. And I know you can't be happy with some of the things people do. We can't always be happy. It's just that we don't know how to escape it. We don't know how to get out of it. So we continue to do it. And that's the way we deal with it. Mm-hmm. You know, and we all do that sometimes. Girl, let me go grab a drink. I had a hard time this week at work. I'm going to stop by. But then sometimes one drink could turn into several drinks. And then you start learning to, when you have a hard time at work every day, then you stop at the bar every day. And then you start drinking every day, or you start smoking, or you start snorting, you start doing whatever, popping or whatever. You start doing that every day because you don't know how to deal with different problems. And then that becomes the number one problem. So if you don't realize that something is going on with you mentally, and you come on, let's say, you know, you in a marriage or whatever, and the same things keep occurring, then you need to take a look at yourself and see, what am I doing? There's a possibility that I'm doing something to cause this problem, or something is going wrong with me. I need help, and you need to seek help. You just need to seek help. So those are some of the behaviors that I see on here and in life, really. Let's see. Some people don't log off, and that's a shame, because they don't log off. They don't see the threat to themselves, so they keep throwing themselves into toxic situations and environments that's just damaging, that's doing them more harm than help, because they don't know, they don't have limits, they don't have boundaries, they don't have that mentality, that control to say, hey, listen, log off. I had enough of this shit. I can't do this. When your mental starts to get messed, when your mental starts getting all messed up, then perhaps we need to do something different. For me, when I feel myself getting like that, I go to another sector. Yesterday, in my travels on YouTube, I went to mukbang. Mukbang. Simple mukbang. I went over there and checked out a lot of mukbangs, and that's what I did, because I knew it was time for me to take a break, because everything is not worth a click and a view. When things or content creators do things that is very displeasing to me, that I don't care for, I just won't support them. I'll click off the video. Because I have that option, and so do you. And some things is not worth entertaining. I just won't entertain them. And so it was a rough couple of days over here. I decided to go elsewhere. That's what you need to do sometime, especially when you know it's really getting to you and is wearing on you. Perhaps you need to log off or go to other areas. There's many areas of YouTube. Good morning, Golden Vibe. Hey, Tanjay, how are you, baby? I log off in some beef because it's too much, and you can tell people are broken. They are broken. They are very broken, and they don't realize they are as broken as they are. They don't realize that they can't see it. They're in a slump that they can't get out of. Some people just hold on to the past, that they can't even see bright for the future, or for the now or the future, because they hold on so tight to the hurt and the pain of the past. And you need help for that too. You need counseling for that. You need to get help. If you can't let go of your past, I've said on here several times when I was doing a confidence building thing, hey, listen, in order for me to move forward, I have to let go of the past. I don't care. Whatever the past taught me, it has taught me that, and I move on. But to stay stuck there, that's because something really that happened in your past was traumatic to you, and you haven't dealt with it. But everyone is not your enemy. Everyone is not out to get you, and until you deal with that hurt and pain, that's like a PTSD thing for real. Until you deal with that, you're not going to be good to yourself or anyone else. Is always going to turn back to your pain and how you take it out on everyone else, because you hurting, you want everyone else to hurt. That's not the way it should go. That's not the way it should go. Just because I'm hurting, I shouldn't want everyone else to hurt. But in most cases, that's what happened. Because we're hurting, we want other people to suffer. Knowingly and unknowingly, actions do, knowingly and unknowingly, actions we do to, people that really we don't mean to, but you do it because you're hurting so bad. You want to tell somebody how bad you're hurting, but you're telling the wrong person. See, you should be telling the therapist or a counselor, not us. Tell someone that can help you, that can counsel you. that can give you tools and techniques to help you. Down in my description box, I have a list of places you can seek help if you think you're going through any mental illness or anything. I put it in the description box, as well as putting in the description box Jamzonita B channel, who made my intro, music. That's my new intro music, and other content creators who are trying to get to 1,000. Please help them out. But right, back to what I was saying. You are going to continue to hurt people. You want people to feel your pain because you haven't dealt with your pain. And that's just for people who's suffering some type of traumatic experience in their past. But if you can't let that past go, you can't be successful in life. You can't do anything in life because you're hurting. You're still hurting, and you need to be healed. You really need to be healed before you could go on. And I wish people would recognize that we're not your problem. I didn't create some of the problems. I tell whomever or whatever situation I'm dealing with, I'm not the problem, but you're taking it out on me. And I understand that. But I suggest you do this because I didn't create your problem. But that's what's happening. Hey, Miss Regina, what's going on, Queen? Great topic, Miss T. Thank you, baby girl. Queen Diva, some of them I want to hug through the screen. It is sad. And even people sometimes that you don't like, you don't care for, in your travels in life, in your relationships, even though you don't like or care for them, you see their hurt and you see their pain. And if you have an ounce of empathy, then you feel sorry for them. You feel sorry for them. Sometimes you just have to log off of some things you may see on social media, or you have to back away from a relationship when you see someone destructing, and you want to give them a hug, and you see they're not willing to accept that hug at that moment because they're experiencing one of their episodes. The only thing we could do, is pray for people sometime. Whoever believes in prayer, I believe in prayer. Prayer is powerful. And that's my belief. The only thing you could do sometime is pray for those people. Even when you reach out to them, they will reject you. They're not understanding what's going on in their minds. They're not understanding what's going on. Let me check my thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. Appreciate that. I won't say. Even they don't realize that they have something going on so deep that they need help. When you try to be there for them, they reject your help. Remember, your mind is powerful, it's strong. Whatever you think your mind is telling you, it's telling you. No one can tell you different. So I can't reach out to you and try to give you a hug when you're in a certain state that you feel like no one loves you, no one wants you, no one is not that easy. Yes, we want to because we are empathetic people. We want to make it all right. But I've learned this. I've learned this in life because I was one of those people who always wanted to help people, who always wanted to make it right. I still want to help people, as much as I can. But I learned in life also, sometimes you have to love people from a distance and just pray for them and wish them well. And wish them well. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. Thank you so much, y'all. Any donation is greatly appreciated. I don't ask for them, but if you're willing to give them, I greatly appreciate them. None is too big or too small. They all are donations, and I thank you. So let me read this. Good morning, y'all. Probably almost done. I'm about to start drive. Hey, okay, y'all. Getting on my nerves, baby. How are you? Y'all getting on my nerves, baby. Let me address this right quick. I don't know if you left already, but the other day, y'all getting on my nerves made a statement, and I read the statement on here, and I greatly appreciated. What she was trying to say to me is, Ms.Teavalocity, you know, she was correcting what I was saying to make sure that a narrative wasn't spun on what I was saying in a negative way, because I will never, from now, what I know of this person, Bashful B, I would never say an unkind word about him. I will never. So she was looking out for me. Normally I have Andrea to do that, but Take It Back did it. Well, y'all getting on my nerves did it for me to make sure, Miss T Velocity, make sure you watch how you word it. In other words, she said, because you know how people spin narratives. And so she right there helped me. I greatly appreciate it. And that's why I love your support, sis. Hey there, really B. MJ, good morning, baby. Y'all getting on my nerves. Do Jesus, I be high as a kite. Yes, I bet you are. So I know I'm behind. So good morning, Where Me? Valerie Baldwin, good morning. Let's see what Regina said. It can take anywhere from, hold on, because Devo get on me. It can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit and an average of 66 days for new behavior to become automatic. That's true. That's true. That's why sometimes, you know, if you're fasting, I'll use that for example. If you fasting, you know how you fast for 30 days, especially if you're fasting and you're eating healthier and you exercise and stuff, because it will become a habit. If you're breaking free of something, if you stop watching, say for instance, YouTube for 30 days, you know, eventually you probably wouldn't even watch it again, because it'll create, wherever you go, a different habit. You'll do a habit. You're right, I guess. Hey, Where Me? Good morning, baby. So, thank you. Thank you for the cash app. You guys, you know, I'm almost at my hour. Next week, we should have a good show. I'm looking at talking to a person, and she's going to come on here and tell her story on her mental illness and how she dealt with her mental illness, and she accomplished a goal that's just unbelievable. It's not unbelievable, but she accomplishes her goal. She's mastered, or whatever she had to do to deal with whatever mental illness she had, and she's dealing with it. She has a beautiful family. She's an accomplished sister, and she's going to come on here to tell her story next week. And I think it should be interesting. So, and to that person, hey, there you go. Catch the replay. It was a good one. This is another one who helps me out and doing my show, my gemologist, Andrea. So we will do that next week, and it should be interesting. So I hope you all will join me. I will do a beforehand. I'll let you know the guest, and what I already told you, she's going to talk about her mental illness and how she deals with her mental illness and accomplish the things she wants to accomplish. So she's going to do that for me. She reached out to me. Hi. All right, baby. Now let me tell you something. Again, I did the disclaimer that I am not a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I have a good day, baby. I'm not none of those things. I am simply doing something you all can see, and you could correct me anytime. But I'm telling you, when you study behavior and you research behavior and different mental illnesses, you will see and understand some of what's going on, even on here. But I'm talking about in your everyday life, in your relationships. It'll help you understand it more. And when you understand that someone has a mental illness, you will learn how to deal with them better and communicate with them more effectively, because it's important. Because the first thing we do is judge people, and that's not always good. So if you know that they're going through some type of mental illness, you can deal with them better. So I'm learning to study it. All right, baby, don't forget to hit the much love to you, sugar. I'm learning to study it instead of judge it. And like I told you, Kimberly Black and Andrea helped me do that. because I never want to come on here and seem so judgmental. But I was getting so upset that I was getting lost in my purpose. My purpose is not to come down here and to destroy someone or to drag and all that other stuff. Is to simply turn dust into diamonds, simply to take something that we view as negative and try to turn it around for positive if possible, so we can get some gems out of what's going on. And so that's my job when I come down here. That's what I like to do, right? So I never want to seem judgmental. I never want to come down here and just criticize or go after a person. So now I'm beginning to study people's behavior. And let me tell you something. I see a lot. And now I know how to deal with it better than what I did when I first came on here. Simply because two women told me something. They dropped a gem or gems, and I picked them up and ran with them so I can learn and become a better person and to be a better communicator. So that's how I sometimes abstain from doing a bunch of stuff that I want to do, is because I say this is what's going on with them. Hell, they don't even know it, but I'm looking at them, and because I studied it and they fall under these categories, this is what's going with them. So remember this: bipolar is the same as manic depression. They suffer highs and lows. When they low, they feel hopeless, discouraged, and helpless. We have to understand that when we see people going through certain things, at what mood, where are they at now? Are they on a low or are they on a high? And we have to understand, and we be able to deal with them much better. Listen, the physical symptoms, we see it when they're on a low. They don't sleep, they don't eat, either they sleep too much because it's a form of depression, or they don't sleep enough. They don't eat, they up all night, and when they high, boom, they come in there like an explosion. They energetic. They just gotta go. They racing. They just talking, rambling. Shit started not to make any sense because they in that manic state. And remember, they're not medicated, so they can't control it. So they in that manic state and they keep going. And even though they say to you, I feel good. I'm doing just great. I had a good day. I'm doing what? They're really not. They're just at the highs of their bipolar. In some cases, they're not doing well as they pretend to be doing. They're just high right now. Is that euphoric feeling that they have at that particular time, and they full of energy. But when they tank, when they hit, they're gone for a couple of days back to their low state. So when you see those behaviors, now, a lot of times I told you they destroy their relationships. They make poor decisions, bad decisions. Some of it I was looking at, and it was saying how they become hypersexual. And they say and do things without even thinking about the consequences. See, I know if I go touch that fire that I'm going to get burned. But if I'm in this state, I just touch the damn fire. I just touch the fire and I get burned. I never even thought about the consequences of me touching that fire, getting burned, or me all going to jail, because they in this manic state. They can't see, they can't think, their mind is clouded. They just act, never thinking about repercussions or consequences. So it costs them relationships. In a lot of cases, it's self-sabotaging as well. It's sabotaging relationships and what's good for them. They can't even see that they sabotaging something that's beneficial to them because they at that state mentally. And it could be genetic. Some people say when you have mentally ill people in your family, your mother, your father, that it trickles down. It becomes part of you, your DNA. It's in you. And some of it is environmental. So if you see yourself, even if you here, let's say in this area, and you see yourself sinking lower and lower and lower and having more manic states, perhaps you need to log off. Just log the hell off before you destroy everything you have. Yeah, log off. I'm telling you, we see it all the time. With that being said, I got to get ready to get out. Does anyone have any questions? Hey, Slim 2, do you have any questions? Now, am I the only one that see this behavior? You know, am I the only one that noticed something is not right with some people? I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one, though. I really don't. Again, thank you for the cash apps. They greatly appreciate it. Don't forget, I didn't see my friend here this week, but if you see him, let him know he was my gem of the week, dishing with Des. He normally dropped down, but I haven't seen him. Thanks for your continued support. And don't forget that we have the Gems family prayer list, Shimack Love family. Let's keep that young lady's family in our prayers. My own, very own gemologist, BB Nice. Anonymous, you know who you are, baby. I offered a prayer for you and my entire Gems family. Make sure if you believe in prayer, please continue to pray for some of these people. And remember, your illness doesn't define you. Your strength and courage does. So you need to have the strength to do something different. You know, and I will continue to turn dust into diamonds as long as I'm here. I will do my best. So with that being said, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Uplift, inspire. If you see your king's crown, oh yeah, we talked about that last week, narcissist. Oof, we talked about that, Jojo. Watch my shows. Make sure if you missed this channel or you think this was informative that you share it out. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell that rings so you won't miss my show, a show of mine. Make sure you drop your diamond. If you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are our joint heirs, our future. I hope we're still working on creating general wealth to leave, right? They don't need our struggles and our problems, but leave them generational wealth. It doesn't take much. I always say this. It doesn't take much to bless someone. A simple hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? You look beautiful today. I like your smile. Hey, can I grab that cup of coffee for you? I'll open that door. Here's a couple of dollars. Enjoy your lunch. You know, lunch on me, coffee on me. It doesn't take much to bless someone. You don't have to do it monetarily. See, that's where we forget. You don't have to. Sometimes we never know what someone is going through, and a simple hello, you look beautiful, might save them. I know it for a fact. Just a simple hello. They say, oh my gosh, do you think I look good? Do you think I look? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You know, you made my day. And maybe that just sound, you know, cliche. You made my day, but perhaps it really can make someone's day. You all stay safe out there. If God willing and able, I'll see you Monday morning. Please come back and be safe.